Hello everyone, it's me, Jeremy Senpai, bringing you yet another amazing video. Spongebob Squarepants. We grew up with him, we're still growing up with him, we grew up loving him, and today, well, he's still around. The first 3 seasons were by far the best, and looking back at them now, as adults, we can actually see a lot of relevance and see that there were some episodes that weren't afraid to tackle very touchy and mature subjects. One of them I'm going to talk about today that is still very much relevant today, especially with the pandemic still going on, but dying out here and there. SpongeBob, did you all know that SpongeBob actually did an episode that was centered around self-medication? I'm referring, of course, to the episode called SUDS. What's interesting about this episode is that Gem Reviews and Tham Strider both talked about it in their respective SpongeBob videos. Both links will be down below if anyone wants to check them out, and I highly suggest that you do, because it was actually because of them why I'm even doing this video right here. Well, we're gonna stop being around the bush and get right into it. This is SpongeBob SUDS. In this episode, SpongeBob becomes sick after leaving the fridge door open, but instead of getting a cold, he gets, well, the SUDS, which is where bubbles pop out of him. And it's so bad that he does end up missing work. And when this happens, SpongeBob calls Sandy to take him to the doctor. However, thanks to Patrick and his brilliance, SpongeBob is now too afraid to go to the doctor, so he decides to treat SpongeBob himself. And this is actually where the self-medication really begins, because Patrick's brilliant idea is to basically plug up all SpongeBob's holes, and so no bubbles will pop out of him. We see SpongeBob actually getting bigger because, well, the bubbles have nowhere to escape. He's basically blowing up like a balloon when the air has nowhere else to go but stay in. Basically, SpongeBob believes that because there are no bubbles coming out of him, that the treatment must be working, he must be getting better. Makes sense, right? If you can't see yourself sneezing or coughing, or feel you're sneezing or coughing, that means you're getting better. Well, you can be right or wrong depending on how you look at things. But anyway, SpongeBob is convinced that he's getting better, so Patrick calls Sandy to basically not take SpongeBob to the doctor, but when she comes over, Patrick is trying to treat SpongeBob in different ways. One of them is, well, this. Yeah, the less said about this, the better, but Gem thinks that this counts as dark magic, so you know what, we're just gonna call it dark magic. Anyway, on a more serious note, there's actually a lot of allegories right here, like a mixed drug cocktail, treating other symptoms or diseases, and my personal favorite is where Patrick literally puts a band-aid over SpongeBob, kind of like how a kid thinks that if he puts a band-aid on himself when he's sick, it'll magically make him better or something. That's kind of clever right there. To most people, they might see it as a throwaway, but I don't. I kind of see it as something funny and something kind of symbolic right there, which I kind of love. Anyway, by the end of the episode, SpongeBob is taken to a doctor, and he basically learns that, well, going to a doctor isn't all that bad. And I do think that this episode actually could teach kids and even adults the dangers of self-medication. Self-medication, even by today's standards, is still very much a serious problem. Now, maybe people are afraid to go to the doctor, maybe people don't want to go to the doctor, maybe people just feel like they know more than the doctor. And take it from somebody who has his fair share of medical problems here and there, you definitely want a trained professional to tell you what you should be doing. Instead of going online or having politicians tell you, or celebrities, or heck, even your friends and family, it is better to seek out professional help. Sure, your family and friends mean well, they want you to get better, but it is better to go somebody who has experience, somebody who's trained, basically people who are trained to treat you for these specific things. And self-medication really is a serious issue. There are people who genuinely do fool themselves into thinking that they're getting better if they just treat themselves. It could be a drug cocktail, it could be a home remedy, or it could be something simple as just, well, denial. And just because you can't see your symptoms, like coughing or sneezing or anything else, that doesn't mean that you're getting better. It means that you don't see the symptoms. That doesn't mean you're getting better, it means you don't see the symptoms. And you can fool yourself into thinking you're getting better. Mostly because, for whatever reason, you just don't want to go to a doctor. And in this day and age, we do have to go to a doctor. We do. We may not like it, but hey, if you want to live to see the next century, like I plan to do, or at the very least close enough to it, then by all means, treat yourself. Go to a doctor. It doesn't mean that you don't care about yourself, it means that you do care about yourself enough to seek out help from a trained medical professional. Well, I guess that's about it. I've kind of made my point. Anyway, I'm Jeremy Senpai, thank you very much. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And like I said, it really does help me out when you guys do this stuff. I love this. I love being able to talk about the things we loved as kids, and being able to see them from a different point of view. So don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. This is Jeremy Senpai, signing off.